Amy Mozzie, and I'm with Supreme Boats. And today I'm going to walk you through the 2027 Supreme S220. This boat is a huge value, but we've amped up that value with new features and options that I'm going to tell you all about for 2027. The S220 has a classically styled bow, but that's about the only thing that you'll see that's classic or traditional on this boat, especially the lines. The lines of this boat are beautiful and they are specifically designed to give it a unique look. But some of them are specifically designed to help you functionally. For instance, the outside chine line on the S220 tapers or comes together towards the bow, that actually dissipates water, especially when you're going over a large roller. You can rest assured that you're not going to take water over the bow. Part of that has to do with the height of the S220, or we call it the freeboard. It is a tall boat, but also that specific design in the chine lines on either side allows the water to push away from the boat when the bow comes down over the roller. And that's what really keeps you dry in the bow of the S220. So it could be sort of classically styled, but it's definitely innovative functionality. New for 2027, the Supreme S220 is capped with the smooth glass windshield. Not only does it allow you to see that smooth glass laid out in front of you when you're at the lake, but it gives you that cropped wing look and functionality, as well as it has a hanging frameless glass wing. So it looks beautiful, but it still gives you the ability to reach out towards the dock when you're pulling your boat in for the night, or when you're coming back around to pick up that fallen rider. It gives you the ability to talk freely with them without having to stand up and talk over the wing of the windshield. This new smooth glass windshield also has a little bit more of a rake to it, and those lines perfectly complement the lines of the S220. It's both beautiful and functional, and it's all new for 2027. New on the S220 for 2027 is the Bolt Auto Tower by Protomet with the Leverage Bimini, also made by Protomet. They CNC machine this tower. It is made of billet aluminum and it is made to go with the lines of this boat. But it's also very functional. This tower is an auto tower, so there is a button or a pair of buttons at the top of this tower that allow it to fold down or come back up. It's really easy to use and it's beautiful. The Leverage Bimini itself is also very functional. Not only does it cover almost 9 feet of area and give you 9 feet of shade in the S220, it's also very easy to fold out and stow. And it uses leverage to do so. One person can do it in about 60 seconds. It's literally that easy. And you can opt for the Bombshell 1.0 racks on this Bolt Auto Tower. So you can also store your surfboards and your wakeboards and look good doing it. As we move down the profile of the S220, you start to understand that this boat may be considered value class, but it's really in a class all its own. It's beautiful. The lines that are tooled into the hull and deck really give it its own specific style. And you can accentuate that style with the way you color the boat. This boat is available in a core scheme or solid, as you see it behind me. You have the choice between 19 different colors that can be on the main panel of this boat. Now, if you wanted to solid color the boat, similar to what you see behind me, you have the choice of 11 different colors that you can make this boat completely solid in. And it gives you that ability to customize the look of your Supreme. You can also customize the decal, the Supreme decal that's located on the side of the boat. You can get it in black, you can get it in white, also in silver. So you can really accentuate the lines of the boat as well as give it that little signature touch that is all you. The other things you'll see in this area of the boat is a fuel fill. Now, the fuel fill is located in the same spot on the starboard side versus the port side. So that means that no matter what side your tow vehicle fuels on, you can pull through the gas station and not have to whip back around to fill your tow vehicle after you filled the boat. It's one way in and then you're off to the lake. You also can see that you have pull-up cleats on the S220. It comes with 4, and you can add an optional 2 to the bow. So you have places that are dedicated to tie off your boat when you go to dock it or when you're at your houseboat. You have a place to tie it off. Now, the other thing you'll see in this area of the boat is a fresh air vent. That vent is meant to allow fresh air to come through to the engine. And new for 2027, the S220 comes standard with the ZZ5 engine from PCM. This is a fully closed cooled engine, and it is amazing as far as the efficiency of the engine itself. It's also very quiet. It is connected to the stringer system at 6 different connection points, so it runs extremely balanced. And when it gets that fresh air that's allowed in through those vents, it will keep you on the lake worry-free day after day after day. It's also 400 foot-pounds of torque as far as the power that that engine generates, so it gets your surfer, wakeboarder, tuber up out of the water quickly and on their way. This is an area of the boat where there's a lot going on in the S220, and it's all good. The S220 is built on the Easy V hull. This hull is a modified deep V, and it has 20 degrees of dead rise at the transom. What does that mean to you? It essentially gives you the best of 3 different worlds. You have a great rough water ride because the deep V cuts through the chop very well. You also have a great symmetrical wakeboard wake where the wake is the same on either side. So you've got a great launch and a great landing, and they replicate each other. And you also have a symmetrical surf wave that's easily created. But you need to load this boat up. It has the ability to have as much as 4,400 pounds of ballast, and we want to displace the hull to create that mass of water behind the boat that can then be ordered into the shape of a surf wave by the Quick Surf system. The Quick Surf system is a system that allows you to create lift opposite the surf side, displace the surf corner, and create a wave. And when you want to transfer that wave, you simply hit a button at the dash and the wave transfers. That gives you the ability to move back and forth between goofy and regular in about 2 seconds. And the way that the system does this is with the actuation of a Linco Smart Ram. This RAM is, like I said, smart, and it tells the system of the boat exactly where it's located at any given point. It allows you to see where that plate is, and then you have the ability to adjust its location anywhere from 0 to 100 on either side, so you can really shape that surf wave any way you want. It's incredible how customizable the surf waves are behind the S220. You've got to try it for yourself. As we make our way around the back of the S220 and look beneath the swim step, you start to see a lot of performance elements that are on this boat. Probably the most important of which is the Silent Stinger wake plate. The Silent Stinger wake plate makes the boat quieter. So quiet, in fact, that at the observer, it's about 75 decibels noise level. That's the same level as a kitchen dishwasher. The other thing that the Silent Stinger wake plate does is acts like a trim tab. It changes the running attitude of the boat. It allows you to customize the shape of your waves and wakes, as well as to customize the attitude of the boat to get you across the lake on a rough day or across the lake on a smooth day. These elements are true benefits to the user, to you. They allow you to experience rough water in a smooth way and have the flexibility to adjust, as well as to adjust the shape of your wakes and waves. Other things you'll see under the swim step would be your Quick Surf Pro tabs. Those tabs and the Silent Stinger are all actuated by Lenco's smart rams. These rams are, as the name would suggest, intelligent. They can tell the boat's system through the CAN bus communication exactly where they're located. This helps the driver understand exactly what position these plates are in and allows the driver to customize your waves with quick surf, your running attitude with the silent stinger, and make sure those plates are exactly where they're supposed to be. You also have some options underneath the swim step, one of which you see here, and this is underwater lights. These lights can light up the water behind your boat and give you that next level experience, whether you're on the water in the daytime or at night. You've got a lot going on beneath the swim step of the S220, but don't just take my word for it. You've got to experience these performance elements for yourself. From the back of the S220 on the swim step, I have access to one of the coolest sun pads in the industry. It's a perfect hangout area. I've got storage for my stuff that's easily accessible. I've got a really comfy place to sit, and I've got a huge sun pad. And I've got storage beneath this sun pad for surfboards or large items. They can extend all the way across underneath. And this storage locks. All three of these hatch lids have key locks. So you've got a lot of comfort, a good looking sun pad, and it's secure as well. All Supremes also come with a pop-up pylon that you can use to pull a tube, to pull a skier, and it's a lower tow point than what you'll find on top of the Bolt Auto Tower. And it's right there when you need it, and when you're done, all you have to do is stow it away. The 2027 Supreme S220 comes with the Bolt Auto Tower by Protomed. This tower is just like it sounds, auto. I can raise and lower this tower with the press of a button, one of two buttons up above my head. It's that easy. And it's also CNC machined here in the United States. It is an aluminum tower, but it is made right here. And it's got some special features to it. It has a dome light above my head. It also has tow hooks on either side. So not only do we have a center tow point up top, we have tow hooks on either side. The reason we put these tow hooks in is because it really helps to get a newer surfer into the wave behind the Supreme S220. They don't have to come from the center and go over the top of that wave to get into it. This kind of swings them in either on the starboard side or the port side, goofy or regular. You can accommodate a new surfer and get them right into the wave with those tow hooks. This bolt tower comes in either black or white, and you can add quite a few options to the bolt tower, one of which is the stereo system. This particular system is the Quad Thunder system by Wet Sounds. This has 4 Rev 12s in the tower, 6 Recon 8s on the interior, and a 12-inch Icon subwoofer. This boat also has the second subwoofer that you can opt for. This system rocks. It literally will thunder on the lake. You can also add board racks to the Bolt Tower. The Bombshell 1.0 board racks accept surfboards and wakeboards, and they keep them safe all day long. And they swivel to the interior of the boat. This tower is not only beautiful, but it's super functional It accepts quite a few options, and it is the base for the leverage bimini, which is your shade for all day. When I step into the S220, walking over the sun pad and sit down, you start to think this is a really big 22-foot boat. I mean, it's rated for 14 people, but it is a good size. And it can definitely accept that many people in this boat, and they won't be all over each other. It can even accept that many people's stuff. So it's got storage underneath every lounge seat, as well as the observer storage. And this storage is not only cavernous, but it is secure. It is secure because we line the interiors of the storage areas with rhino liner. So it's a non-skid. Not only does it make for a consistent look in the storage area, but it prevents your gear from sliding toward the bow, towards the back, depending on if you're going forward or reverse on the water. It keeps everything where it should be. The seats are also very comfortable. So not only can it accommodate 14 people, it can accommodate them well. The upholstery that you see here is what we call comfort strong. And it is kind of a leather type textured upholstery. But you can get this comfort strong with no other textured accent. So we call it the flat scheme. So you can design the interior of this Supreme with all this same texture of the Comfort Strong everywhere. The Comfort Strong is made by Spradling. It's also literally strong, but comfortable. It's sewn together with a Teflon thread, and that thread is also extremely strong. In fact, you'll be hard pressed to find an area of this interior where you see two pieces of vinyl held together with a single stitch. In most areas, you'll see what we call a half stitch, which is technically sewed twice. Then you'll see areas that are more high stress areas, really high stress seams that we call French seams, and they are sewn 3 times. So there is a lot of thread on this interior, but that's what makes it so strong and makes it comfortable. You've also got the option this year, new for 2027, to add cool comfort vinyl to the interior of your Supreme. That vinyl can be a darker color, but it will still stay cooler, about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than a similarly colored vinyl in a different makeup. So that gives you another option for the interior of your Supreme. But when we're talking about customization on Supreme, you can also customize your flooring, your non-skid gator step. So it's practical in that it doesn't allow you to slip when it is installed on the floor. But it also gives you another look to the boat. So I can customize the look. I can have a 2-layer gator step scheme, and I can use black and I can use 2 other colors. So you can kind of mix and match that 2-layer scheme, and you can make this boat look all your own. So in this particular situation, I have black on the top and whiskey barrel on the bottom. I could also do shark fin, which is a darker gray, and I could do a combination of 2 of those 3 colors any which way I like to make the interior of my Supreme exactly the way I like it. Since the S220 can house as many as 14 people, we need to make sure that there are enough cup holders for everybody. And the side panels do that. There are 4 cup holders in either side panel. The side panels are also beautiful. They house a couple speakers, they house the model designator, but they're functional as well as beautiful. And they add that little touch to the interior of the S220 that everybody's looking for. The observer seating area in the S220 is extremely comfortable. It's a wider seat. You could possibly fit a couple people in it. And it's got access to all the things you need access to for a day on the water. You've got your grab handle close by in case the driver gets a little crazy. And these grab handles are new for 2027 and they're made by Protomet. and they're CNC machined here in the United States. You also have access to cup holders and the glove box. The glove box houses our battery management system. So the battery management system isolates the two batteries that come with the Supreme S220. One it treats as a house battery that powers lights, stereos, and the like. The other is the engine battery, which helps the engine start, crank up, and get you where you need to go. These two batteries can be completely isolated from one another. And what that means is we can be out in the cove swimming, utilizing our stereo and our lights, and be running off of that single house battery while we've got the engine battery off. And then when we're ready to go back to the dock, we can turn that engine battery on and have plenty of power to get there. It's that convenient. You can also tie both batteries together so the boat is using them as one. You've got that option. But the best part about the battery management system is that it's located here in the glove box and not underneath the observer's seat where you're digging through all of your gear to get to it. You'll also have access to the PDM breaker panel here in the glove box. That helps you if you ever happen to have a technical issue and you have to be walked through a troubleshooting scenario by a tech. It gives you easy access to all of your PDMs there. You're also going to have a wet sound stereo face that's mounted in this glove box. And the wet sound stereo face gives you control of your wet sound stereo. And it gives you a lot of control, zone control, as well as Bluetooth, volume, of course. It's just another area where you can control the stereo from. And I don't know if you want to give the observer all of that control, but they certainly have a lot of it sitting here. The other thing that they can have control over is the largest storage area in this boat. This storage area can house anything and everything that you and your passengers bring on the boat, and you don't have to dig through it to find that isolator switch for your battery management because that's in the glove box. But this area of the boat gives the observer a lot of control as well as spoils them with comfort. The S220's dash area is probably the most noticeable change that you'll see for 2027. This area of the boat is unlike it's ever been before, and let me describe it to you. So what we have is the Supreme Vert touchscreen on my right, which gives me all the control I need of this boat, but it's also really cool looking. And I love it because it's mounted on my right and it allows the brow of the dash to be really low. So I don't have to worry about sitting on the bolster, sitting on my feet, or standing up to see over this dash and then over my bow, especially when I have a rider in tow. Also, I've got a nice spot to house my stuff. You know, all of those little things that could get lost in a larger storage area. I can put all of that here in these cubbies. I also have a wireless clamping cell phone charger on my left, so my cell phone is never too far away. I have access to that at any given time. I have a stereo control, a little remote that's mounted beneath the Vert touchscreen that gives me the opportunity to control my stereo and really allows me specific control of that function of the boat. That is separate from the screen itself. And then through the screen, I can control my surf settings, my ballast levels, my speed control, and then I have a few rocker switches all the way to my extreme right that allow me to control kind of general functions like my blower, my bilge, my nav lights, and my horn, which I tried earlier and sounds pretty good. You've also got a brand new steering wheel for this year. So Supreme has its own signature wheel for this year, and it really finishes off this dash area nicely. I love it, and it's super functional as well as beautiful, and it's all new for 2027. The Supreme S220 is a walk-through open bow. What does that mean? It means it has a walkway that takes you through to the bow seating section of the boat. And in some boats, that walkway can be a little narrow. In the S220, it is not. You do not have to shimmy through the walkway, turn sideways. You can walk to it freely and then take a seat in what is probably one of the best places to be in the boat, which is the bow. And especially a Supreme boat, because it has the modified deep V or the easy V hull, it really absorbs the shock of rough water well. So you can be in the bow and it doesn't feel overly rough, even if you're out on the water on a rough day. You also have a lot of comfortable features in the bow. I've got cup holders, I've got grab handles that are honestly new for this year, and they're made by Protomet. They really accent the interior of the boat well. I also have a couple speakers up in the bow. I have an available bow filler cushion, which can make this bow a playpen, or if I take it out and store it in the observer storage area or leave it at the dock, I can make this bow more of a lounge. I've also got a lot of leg room, so I can sit in this bow with my legs all the way out and my feet aren't even touching the front part of the bow. So this is a pretty long bow seating area. It's very comfortable. It's also relatively deep, so I feel like I'm sitting down in the boat. And especially if you have a young child up in the bow, if they're sitting on their bottoms, they're safe and secure. This is a great place to sit in the S220. You got to try it out. Thank you for walking through the Supreme S220 with me. I hope you've learned a lot about this brand and this particular 22-foot model. It is the most valuable towboat, but don't take my word for it. Visit your local Supreme Boats dealer and let us prove it to you today.